our exhortation time. Biblical principles that are not always shared with other churches. Doing this after a time when we talked about what we do share. And today we come to one of those more pronounced distinctives this church has, and it has to do with membership. Membership is a biblical category, but not often in the way we think of it, because biblically you are a member of God's visible church if you are baptized. And that is 1 Corinthians 12:13, which says, we were all baptized into one body. We were all baptized into one body. And baptism is admission into the visible church, the one visible church on earth. But we also hold that there needs to be admission to a local church in your life. It's not separate from baptism per se. It is an application of this 1 Corinthians 12:13 principle. It's being part of the body in real time. For baptism is admission into the visible church, so you need some visible people to be part of. Visible parts of the body. Baptism, you see, is not only a declaration of God's love to us and our love for God, it is also a dedication to love his people and for those people to dedicate their love to you. By this we know we have passed from death to life, because we love the brethren. 1 John 3:14. So, who are you dedicated to? That's the question that membership asks. Who are you dedicated to? If you say, everybody, every Christian, where are they? Go get involved with some. And that is why we have church membership in particular churches. Just as every team has a roster, and every school has an enrollment, and every business has a payroll, and every army has an enlistment, and every country has a census, churches have membership to identify who we're responsible to and who is responsible for you. Your love, in other words, needs faces, and they need pulses, and they need the long term. Now, no church really disagrees with that part, because I was talking about distinctives. But how that membership is done is different, and here's where the distinctive shows up. Because our particular decision is considered an odd bottle, booze in the modern world. For in looking at Scripture, we see membership is reckoned by household. So at TCC, we do household membership. Households come in as wholes. The husband, the wife, and their kids come up and become members as a household. They do it together, not as a bunch of individuals all here at the same time, but as a household. That is odd in modern America, where our default setting is individualism. That's our factory settings. Well, I don't know. I know I'm right with God, but I don't know about my wife and my kids. You'll have to ask them. That's kind of the American way. They'll have to figure that out themselves. That's our norm, but that's not the biblical norm. In Scripture, a husband is supposed to be dedicated to his wife as Christ to the church. Ephesians 5:25. And a father and mother are to be dedicated to their children, for he made them one. Why? For godly offspring. Malachi 2:15. So it would be really odd, therefore, when you begin church membership, to have someone claim dedication to God's people if one of the methods undercuts their dedication to the people that God has dedicated them to in their lives, in their families. Acts 16:31, we will convey to you a message by which you and your household will be saved. That's Acts 16:31. You see, biblical minds care about households. The biblical mind is built on household thinking. So our dedication to membership should reflect that. And is that a norm in Scripture? Absolutely. We all know it. Most of you, many of you have it in your houses on the refrigerator or crocheted. What does it say? As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. The biblical mind is household thinking, not individualism.